As soon as you attempt to go somewhere, your voice instantly just kills itself. Hi, welcome back. My voice is committed suicide, but it's okay, we'll keep going. Today we're gonna talk about the fun genre of indie games. Indie games such as Forager and deltarune are usually compiled of one or a few developers who create a 8-bit or retro type game. Now with these also come, a fair share of bad ones that, turned into IO games, but we don't talk about those. So, moving on, we're gonna start off with Forager. Forager is a game created, and it was a solution to 2D Minecraft. If you wanted magic and you wanted a game to grind, this is a good way to waste a couple days. You'll come to find that a short indie game is a popular solution. Forager is a very, very fun, grindy game where you unlock different islands and stuff like that. The game has a money system, and it's pretty fun to play, I will say myself. There are enemies, there are gimmicks in the game, there are weapons, there are a lot of fun components that you'll find in other games, but mushed into a 2.5D game. Forager is pretty darn good. I would recommend it if you haven't played it, but just try it out someday. Next up is Stardew Valley. Stardew Valley takes Forager and walks in a whole different direction. I would consider it the perfect solution to someone who doesn't want to have to fight monsters. The game still does have a monster system, but it only happens when you're mining. This game is more focused on the foraging section of Forager. It's a lot more like a farming type game. I would consider it like a Harvest Moon. This game tends to be really fun and a good way to lose time, and it has seasonal effects. It's really easy to get hooked on, and I would recommend it if you have never played it. Next up, we have Deltarune and Undertale. If you haven't heard of these games, where have you been? Undertale is a game about a child who gets forced underground and has to make his way out. In this game, there are 3 routes: pacifist, genocide, and the regular one. In this game, you have the ideals and morals, and that's all that matters. EXP, or execution points, in this game is also a very fun mechanic. I've only beaten it on genocide and the normal route, but I should try pacifist sometime. With very it's very enjoyable, and I would recommend if you tried it. It has characters that are easy to get attached to, and stuff like that. Now, Deltarune is based off of Undertale, yet still not technically the same universe. It's about a child named Chris, who gets into a magical dreamland with a bully. And in this dreamland, he meets a ton of new characters, while still remaining with some of the old ones. These new characters have the same charm as Undertale, and I would recommend meeting all of them. In other parts of this game, it has the same system as the genocide runs. With hooky characters like Spamton, it's really easy to get attached to a character and then see them fall apart. With the attachment to these characters, it's even sadder to see them fall. This game takes place over multiple different games and is seen as one of the best indie games of all time. Next up, we have The Binding of Isaac. If you don't know what The Binding of Isaac is, you should probably try it out, like I've said for the others. The Binding of Isaac is an indie roguelike where you just kind of walk around and get items. The game's storyline is the story of Isaac from the Bible if he tried to rebel. In this game, there are many objects and many things to do. The main one is to survive. You have to travel through a labyrinth that is covered in many enemies and is a bullet hell. I don't know how else to say this. But along with that comes a fun game. This game also has plenty of references to the Bible, such as the 7 sins, brimstone, and many other things. So, I would technically consider this a Bible game. Just don't call me out for it. Last and most definitely not least is Enter the Gungeon. With a fun mix of all of these other games, this game is based on a roguelike. This game is also a bullet hell. You collect a bunch of different guns, items, and weapons to help you, with fun mechanics like a shop to go into, and stuff like that. There are also many secrets in this game. This game has no true storyline, yet is still a very fun game to waste your time on. This game has unlockable characters that you can play. This game requires your attention and is needed at all times to dodge bullets. Mechanics like dodge rolling and weaving. You can have so much fun playing indie games. That's all I have to say this time. I'll catch you later. I'm not going to tell you to die because you didn't watch that video. Check out some of my other stuff if you will. And I hope you have a good day. Goodbye!